let's talk about the paperwork required when you do decide to work with a buyer agent. There are some new rules as of 2024 regarding buyer agency. And to explain that, I'm going to kind of talk about how it was before. In North Carolina, anyway, you could work with a buyer agent under verbal agency, and then only at the time of writing the offer did you actually have to sign an agreement. So at the time of offer, that relationship between the buyer and the buyer agent had to be in writing. And so that was the buyer agency agreement, is the form that sort of documents that relationship. So that's still required, but there's a new step, and that is to see any properties. Usually it's called a touring agreement. Basically, this agreement simply needs to outline what the agent's fees would be if you did choose to work with them. So it doesn't have to bind you to them for a long period of time. It can be for a day, it can be for a week. I would consider that this person is not being paid. So don't just, be so flippant about it. I would ask that you respect their time. So now this new step forces that document a little earlier, and it's a lighter document that just says, hey, look, here's how we work, sign here, and you do need to sign something before seeing any house. It's not the big long agency agreement, although you can do that too. That will be necessary at some point. So if you're committed to the agent, just get that out of the way. But there is that new, more shallow, let's date for a little while, and here's what my fee would be if you did work with me. So that's it. That's the paperwork required for the buyer agent. And there are various disclosures depending on where you are in the state. Then your local agent will tell you all the different disclosures that you need to sign, just so you're aware of what's common in your area. Once you find a house, there's property specific disclosures and the actual contract. But initially, there's this touring agreement, buyer agency, and then any necessary disclosures like airport noise if you're looking kind of in that area. But that's the paperwork. Let me know if you have any questions.